love Cayenne so much. I wish I could donate one of my eyes to help him see again. I am old, and I want him to see my face again before I die.
I lived in Laos from 1967 to 71. The first farmer I interviewed said that he'd been bombed for the previous 5.5 years. I was astonished because here I am living in Laos, and although I'd heard rumors about bombing, I didn't know anything about it. It was called the Secret War, I later found out, and the US government lied by claiming it had never dropped a bomb in Laos. And every single one told the same story. They said the planes first came in 1964. The bombing was light in the beginning, and then it grew slowly heavier. And they all said that at the end of 1968 and then in 1969, the bombing became extremely intense, on a daily basis, and destroyed virtually every village. Young children with napalm wounds, missing arms, legs. Children who've been blinded by the bombing. It's still going on. There are people who are alive today who are going to be burned alive, buried alive by the morrow. 80% of the ordnance were anti-personnel bombs or cluster bombs, and those are the bombs that have continued to kill people after the war ended. They're called bombes colloquially. The bombs had originally been designed for use in Korea, and the reason I liked them is they could cover a wide area. It's called area deniability. They're not meant to destroy a tank or an anti-aircraft battery. They're just meant to kill and maim human beings. They used the weapons that were originally designed against North Korean mass troops on civilians in Laos.
There were 3 boys playing right here. One of them was my son. A second was my sister's son. And the third was my brother's son. The bombee was hidden in there. That's where they found the bombee. One of the boys picked up the bombee and took it over there. That's where it exploded. The bombee exploded and killed the 3 boys instantly.
At the time, I didn't know that there were unexploded bombs hidden under the ground here. I used to let my kids play in the dirt, but not anymore. I'm too scared.
The official body in Laos in charge of cluster bomb cleanup is called the National Regulatory Administration.
80 million bombs remain hidden in rice paddies, streams, and villages. Those bombs continue to kill and maim farmers and children to this day. We are clearing 24,833 square meters of land. We have 20 deminers working here using the metal detectors. We have cleared 28% of this rice field. We have exploded 50 bomb Bs so far. Six more were found today. The technicians find another leftover bomb. Fred Brantman was the first person to bring these atrocities to the attention of Congress.
There's a good deal of evidence to suggest that the United States has been carrying out the most protracted bombing of civilian targets in history in Laos, that it's violated its own rules of engagement, which say that undefended civilian villages or even defended civilian villages cannot be bombed.
It's a war crime to Article 25 to, quote, bomb an undefended village. And these were all undefended villages.
That morning, my husband and I left the kids at home while we went to the market. It was cold that morning. Kaying's father took the kids to the sugarcane field and started a fire up there to keep them warm. While they were sitting around the fire, a hidden bomb suddenly exploded in the middle of the sugarcane field. We were at the market and had no cell phone with us. Kaying's father picked us up on his motorcycle. When I got home, my worries about Kaying's injury increased. I was very scared and worried that Kaying was not going to recover. And I was very sad. Kaying was not quite 2 years old. He was good-looking and very talkative. I adored my grandson. After his accident, I couldn't stop crying and grieving. I lost my appetite. We took Kaying to the Mongolian Friendship Hospital in Pon Sawan. Kaying was in a lot of pain, very scared and panicking. He held my arm tightly and would not let go. The explosion injured his mouth, nose, and eyes. He was crying a lot until we got him to the hospital. After he received the injection for pain, he wasn't crying as much. He cried every night while staying at the hospital. The pain improved, but he was not able to see. He was able to walk, talk, and recognize people's voices. Later, we took him to a hospital in Thailand for eye surgery to get the bomb particles out. I love Kaying so much. I wish I could donate one of my eyes to help him see again. I am old, and I want him to see my face again before I die.
In December 2012, we met Master Kaying in Luang Prabang. And the kid very smart. I did the examination with Dr. Pesamon, but we found that the trauma is so bad. It needs a CT scan, and we need the multi-special approach. It's very difficult to get the CT scan in Luang Prabang and to get the major surgery in Laos. So I told them that I will try to find the connection in Bangkok.
When Dr. Nuttwood and his colleagues came to me with the story of Kayin, it was just heartbreaking. It was a heartbreaking story. I said yes first and then work out the details later, pretty much. My understanding is when Dr. Nuttwood approached them, everyone just jumped in straight away and volunteered their time so generously and kindly to try and help Kayin.
We can see this is a piece of the bone. This is the big piece, and this is a small piece. Then the injury from the nose here to here, and it destroy the teeth and the bone. It's quite lucky that the foreign body did not go to the brain. He may die at that moment.
Unfortunately, when we brought him down early on, we found out that we couldn't restore his sight. So that was a bit of bad news.
We have to take the eye out and put the orbital implant in. The tissue of the nose has been destroyed and no opening on the nasal cavity. Have to reconstruct the nose and create a new nasal opening.
The surgeons working together, collaborating, all the nursing staff and all the other staff that were involved really displayed true compassion for Kayin, and I have to thank him for being such a guiding light and bringing, the very best of what we stand for out of all of us and the hospital.
Our crew offered to drive Kayang's grandmother from her village in Laos to the school for the blind in Thailand. A 24-hour drive. She hasn't seen her grandson in over 2 years.
I am very glad that Kaying is living and doing well in school. I will tell Kaying to study hard, and maybe you'll be able to go to the United States later. I'll say, I am the one who loves you the most. That's why I've come to visit you. I will also say, you must study hard and obey your teachers. Do not be naughty and do not play too much.
Sabaydi, Miss Thanapon
สบายดี
สบายดีไหนคนนี้เป็นใคร ยาย
พ่อตา
พ่อตาสวัสดี แล้วจะเอากลับไหม
บ้าไม่เอา ไม่เอา
เอาคืนไปเลยนะ
ไม่เอา อันหลานใช้กันยังเนาะนานอยู่นานพอละพอเป็นผู้ควบคุมเป็นผู้สอนเนาะแล้วก็ดีใจหลายที่สุดค่ะ
ยายกะเยงรู้ไหม
and we have คุณ Dory and คุณ Barbara here
Good
evening to คุณ Dory and คุณ Barbara too
ไม่คิดถึงคุณแม่หรอไม่คิดถึงน้องลีจำมาได้ค่ะจำมาได้น้องลีค่ะ
ก่อนลาหนึ่งทีก่อนด้วยไหนให้คุณดอลลี่อยากเต้นไปเต้นมาถามดิเนี่ย
I would like to say thank you to the committee Makut Kiriwan Foundation for the Blind. Thought Kayeng is the prize for us. Everybody come to visit here. Everybody will ask to Kayeng, and they love Kayeng so much. and Kayeng is a good boy. The first time he could not understand in Thai language, could not understand Thai culture, but now he very pleased for his friends. Suppose somebody could not find shoes, Kayeng can find for them. Somebody would like to riding bicycle, and Kayeng has a bicycle, he share. So I think I have the best boy in our organization.
When we assign Kayeng to do the job, even the time is very close to break time, and he will not stop working if the task is not completed. He will complete the task. He will think that this is the work, I must complete the work before doing other things. So he's very motivated. I really admire him. He's really the fighter. I think he will be the famous man wherever he is. I think even for the international famous blind man.
He was a child who was perfectly normal, healthy, and through no fault of his own or of his family, he comes across this UXO and caused grievous injury for him. It's such a tragic story, and it just shouldn't have happened. The thought that there are lots more of these UXOs spread out all around the region, potentially causing more harm to more innocent people, the least that we felt we could do was help this poor child. Just our small contribution. I was so happy to see him obviously being very happy and not at all bothered or limited by his impairment. He told me that he can read through Braille. He looks very active, looks very healthy. He's grown up a lot, a little bit naughty, which is great for a small boy. But the main thing is he seems to be just full of life and full of energy. It brings joy to my heart.